What's up, everybody? It's me again, and it's time to lean in, bitch. We're here with the Potomac panel, is what we're gonna call it this season. Well, not all the five, but we have Danny, we have Antonio, we have Asia here to talk about Real Housewives of Potomac. If you're in the chat, welcome back. If it's your first time, welcome. Last week was a little crazy. Hopefully, I'm gonna get this crazy, child. It wasn't the Wi-Fi. I'm just gonna say that, but some of these softwares are just too powerful. Okay, and with that being said. How's everybody doing? Starting with you, Antonio, and then Asia, and then Danny on this lovely Monday, as the baby has been unbooked for everything that he was booked for.
The who?
Right,
I don't know
exactly,
her. The who?
exactly.
But no, I'm doing really
Ah!
good. Doing really good. Glad to be here. Hey y'all, what's up?
Asia,
Hey,
welcome back, Miss Asia. You ain't been here since the first week. We glad you can finally join us, even though we did do our own individual lean on IG last week. We
Yes.
did have our little smoke, so that was still fun too because the technical difficulties had me thrown off, child. But how you doing?
I'm good. I'm back off my tour.
You
You
was
know,
touring. You back to being,
I
a
was.
home wife instead of traveling all over the
hmm
place.
A stay-at-home wife, even though now I got a job.
Okay.
Mm.
Ooh, glory. Stay at home,
And
baby.
I
Danny.
started today.
Okay. Oh Lord, I know you probably like tired, child. So I'm glad you could join us on
I'm
your first
very.
day.
Yes.
Danny, what's up? I know you was irritated last week too with that sound, but we here and we good, right?
Ooh. I feel like Nene walking around and seeing that white refrigerator in Kenya house.
It was definitely given. Oh, child, white refrigerator. But nonetheless, we're not gonna talk about it because I don't want it to happen. I really don't want to talk about Robin again because when we talk about Robin, that's when the shit start hitting the fan. But we gotta talk about it in this episode. So let's just get into it. Of course, if you're watching, this is the time to go down beneath the video, hit the thumbs up, like the video. If you like it, if you don't, then still like it because that's what you need to do. Real Housewives of
hmm
Potomac, episode 4. Now, Asia, I'm gonna go with you first because you were not here the last 2 weeks. I know we talked, but how are you feeling about Miss Mia? We're gonna start with
Okay,
her.
now I'm feeling like her husband set these companies up for her to look like a boss, and even he is looking like, girl, why are you acting busy?
Okay.
Like she throwing around boss too much for me. Like when
Mm-hmm.
you a boss, you ain't got to say it that much.
Mm-hmm. That's how you feel. Anybody want to add to that, or no? Because I know how y'all feel
Um,
individually, but go ahead, Dan. Because you ready to say something.
well, I, well, no, going to what Asia said, I can kind of agree, but I also think it's the fact that where she came from. She came from nothing. She's not used to having that stuff. So now
Mm,
that she has it, it's she feels like you have. She always probably saw a certain image and tried to reach it, and now that she's reached it, she's trying to imitate it with how she acts instead of being herself.
Okay, Antonio.
I still like Mia. I do think she has moments where she does, a bit too much. I agree with Asia in the
mm,
aspect of when you're a true boss, you don't necessarily have to say that you're a boss, but I mean, we've seen, also seen others do it, even in their taglines, and we know that they're a boss as well from, some of the one of the other cities at least. But I think to pivot off Danny's point, I never thought about it, but I guess if you never really had shit, when somebody does kind of set you up for success, you got to make sure you shout it
mm-hmm.
from the rooftops and the mountaintop, and that's what she's doing.
That's true. That's very true. I'll save my thoughts for later. I just wanted to mention that because, like I said, that because Asia was
Oh,
not
that's
here.
shady.
That ain't shady. I just rather say my. I don't want to be here all day talking about Mia because we're gonna talk about her later more in depth
Because
if you
we
ready.
could.
Right, we could, child. But let's talk about the
hmm
Green Eye Bandits. If any comments on their new podcast, I think we saw this a while ago. They put on Instagram, but they finally have come together with something. I guess whatever productive, and they have this podcast. Has anybody saw their podcast? Because they've released some episodes. I
No.
think at this point, Candace has a podcast. They have a podcast. It seems like everybody now is trying to get their hands in something. Because I always felt like Potomac, their franchise was the only franchise that didn't have as many business endeavors from the platform. You know what I'm saying? It took a while.
Yeah,
Like Ladom, she was working on that for a while. I mean, Giselle, what she got going on?
a long while.
She had every
Uh,
who,
Sequel.
ever, not every
every
hue,
who,
ever
Mon-
hue.
Monique had
every you.
uh,
Oh,
saving our
Not
ba-
for
Monique
lazy
got
moms.
YouTube.
not for lazy moms. That's what it was. I was about to say saving our daughters. That's Nene. Sorry. So I always felt it's good to finally see that. But in this, they have the podcast. Any thoughts on the podcast, or should we just move on? Because we ain't got to talk about it. We ain't got to talk about it. It's a whole
We could
lot.
move
we can
on.
move on.
Okay.
Yeah, because I don't
Yeah,
think
move
nobody
on.
here watches no way. So yeah,
Okay, well, let's talk about the nitty gritty of it. So basically, there's two conversations going on, right? You have Wendy, Escala, and Robin. We saw Escala last week. We see her this week. It seems like she's going to be the friend of the show, the main friend of the show. Now, I don't feel like she has much of a presence. I do think she's cute and adorable, but I will say
yeah.
I don't get much from her just yet. But in this scene, you know, her, Wendy, and Robin are hanging out. They were packing hats last week. Now they're working out. So maybe we got us a little trio, you know. And so Candace calls and is announcing her peace out party. Basically, she's having a pajama party at her previous home that she owned with her mom or whatever.
Her mama house.
Yeah, they said her mama house, but you know she did own that house with her. She was paying the mortgage. It's what
Part
she
of it, a
said.
third of it.
Part of it, right? So I thought it was very funny that she didn't call that woman feet huge, which I didn't
Oh, I
understand
died.
before I watched the episode. Because if you notice, Mia made a post about being the glamazon, but I feel like it came from that. It had to have. But
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
what do y'all feel about the whole texting? So we know what happened.
Oh,
The texting with Robin and Giselle reaching out. Let's start there. Like them not saying she can come, but don't bring Karen. Was that right or was that wrong?
I think it was wrong. I really don't think that
Or
they
not
needed to
wrong, or
tell
was it
her.
right? Okay, was it needed?
It wasn't needed. I don't think Karen would have went anyway, and I don't think she would have even brought Karen to the meeting with her. I just think it was unnecessary shade, and I think in that moment it kind of backfired. Now, do I think that Mia did a lot with her response? Absolutely, but am I okay with her response? Absolutely. She was rude as hell, but because of who she was speaking to and how they've been to people in the past, I am okay
Mhm.
with it. Yeah, absolutely. But she did do a lot.
so mm-mm.
Go ahead, Danny.
Come on,
Well,
Danny.
Come on,
so
Speak on it,
so two
Danny.
lean
things.
in.
I don't if Giselle and if the Boring Twins wanted to see Mia alone, they didn't have to single Karen out. They could have just said, "Hey, we'd like to just meet with us three for drinks." You know, just the
Yeah.
three of us. That would have been a lot different.
Mhm.
As far as Mia's response, the reason I'm not okay with it is because yes, she did the most, but you still didn't let them know what the issue was. You did the most trying to be cute, but you didn't say, "I'm," you know, she tells Karen, "Oh, they can't tell me who to bring," but you didn't tell them that, so they still don't know why the hell you're getting smart with them. They didn't. She didn't say why.
Mhm.
So to me, you're not really being real. You're just being catty for no reason.
Yeah.
As
Yeah.
most of them are.
Now I, now I do love how she did, at Giselle to let Robin know I'm not talking to you.
That that hurt my
Yeah,
feelings.
I
I was
cackled a little
like,
bit when
"Damn,
she
Mia,
said that.
you really you really don't give two shits about Robin, huh? And you're just gonna let us all know."
Well, let me just
Thanks.
say this. It's interesting that she has this energy after just being more so Team Giselle or whatever previously. It's just like you said she gives off good energy, right? But then at the same time, you treating them in this message like you know what's up. Like this is what I would have expected this type of cattiness initially versus you. If she had never defended Giselle, I would never be looking at her sideways. I wouldn't.
Mm,
But now
okay.
that she has, every response that she has, even they hanging out next week, they do all this. I'm looking at her sideways. It's like, girl, you knew who this woman was. Like, let's not sit here and act like nobody don't know who Giselle Bryan is and what she's been doing on this damn show. So I don't know. That's just my thing as far as this particular situation. I don't think that she was wrong, but like you said, it would be nice that she had basically gave more of a reason. The response was very like short, And like the whole, if you want to talk to me, you got to get on my schedule, my calendar. Girl, you ain't that damn busy. First of all, you are a housewife. You are paid to be on TV to talk shit. You ain't that damn busy. Them little
Exactly.
chiropractor
At all.
businesses are doing just fine. You sitting over here, you moving calendar and pamphlets. You probably moved that pamphlet right before
She was
you hit
shuffling
the start
papers.
button and you shifted. Are you serious? Like, come on now. You are a
That was so
micromanager.
annoying.
You. I'm looking at her. I'm getting micromanaged. I'm not getting boss. I'm getting. Oh, girl, did you send out that email? You almost giving me like, girl, I don't know, interior designer. Like, what are you doing? I don't get it. But
And then
I don't
she
know.
said that other patient's name on TV. Girl, you just
Yeah, she
Yeah,
did.
it's another Mia Thornton that go
Yeah.
here.
yeah. I was just confused. So that's my thing. Did you want to add anything to that, Asia, before we talk about other
I
points?
I just
Go ahead.
I thought it was rude.
You thought she was rude. You thought they were rude.
I thought the text was rude.
Yeah.
Like I really thought the response was rude, and you could talk to my make an appointment with my business girl. We want to do lunch. We don't. We're not trying to sit down and have a business lunch with you because you yourself are not a chiropractor to my knowledge. So I don't have no business with
Yeah, I'll
you,
continue to talk about
girl.
her. Now with her and Karen, I did enjoy that moment when they laughed. When Karen kind of laughed it off, laughed for her. That was very cute of her. But I don't know what to get of Karen, and I'm gonna talk about it more with Karen as it relates to friendship with Mia, because I just feel like she's friends with Mia, but she ain't friends with Mia. I don't know if they are truly friends. And I know on these shows, I feel like they put some people together and they say they friends. I mean, that's look at Portia and what's that girl name, Fallon.
She just met G at the party last week, so I mean they can't have be friends
They
friends.
can't be right.
Yeah,
I agree,
Yeah,
Danny.
but it's just like if you think back to the what was the first thing that she said about Mia when she introduced her? Mia's a boss. Now all
she's
of a
a
sudden you hear this
boss.
boss, boss, boss. If I heard fucking boss one more time, I'm just like, girl, I don't know. I know Antonio waiting on this degree, 4 degrees versus multiple boss of businesses thing. We're gonna talk
I
about that
was just
show.
about to say that.
That we can go into it now. Like I just feel like they gave Wendy a lot about that last season. That all these 4 degrees and that she was this and all they colorism has always been something that I feel like they tried to put on this show. And I'm not saying that's the case, but I just find it
Right.
crazy that she couldn't talk about those degrees or the people. And not, it was not saying it wasn't annoying. It was definitely annoying to me after a while. But I'm already annoyed with the boss and the business thing because it's like she's using
Yeah.
it as a weapon, as a way to show that
Yeah,
she's above others, and it's just like
I
you
agree.
still got bad skin. So with that being
Girl, we was
said,
my
just trying to get a croissant with you.
right,
Like,
I,
it's too much. But anybody want to add to this? Go ahead.
it is too much. And my whole thing is, with Wendy saying her 4 degrees, the thing is, we know she got those 4 degrees. She's speaking the truth. When Mia says she's a boss, I don't believe it. It
I
doesn't
don't
come
believe it
across
either.
believable. It's like
mm,
she's trying to convince herself.
Yeah, I agree. You don't have
She's
to
good for
speak on
TV, so I'm
things
gonna give her
that
that. But
a degree is something you can physically have in your head. You don't have to. That's like somebody saying, "I got all this. I got all like Nene said. I got all kind of cars right now." Okay, that's fine, but at the same time, like it's. I'm thinking that's
especially
funny.
with the word boss, think about it. Robin thinks she's a boss, so I mean
Yeah.
that word don't hold
mm.
much
And
weight.
Robin sleeps to 2 o'clock in the evening. So, there
And
are
ships
all
empty
types of
boxes.
bosses out there. So,
Oh my God, y'all
if
coming in Robin?
I'm not coming in Robin. If me is a boss, then you know what? We all bosses over here. Okay, what y'all got going
Yeah,
on?
I'm boss number two.
We all bosses over here. Every square up in
She's
here is a
like
boss.
Monique. She reminds me of Monique, but like with the fake busy, she reminds me of Monique with that. But she has like tangible businesses that we can see, so she can fake it a little bit better.
Yeah, I mean it works. It works. Go ahead, Antonio. Antonio, like.
Well, no, I can see the parallels between what Wendy did last season and what Mia is doing this season. Mia's throwing her Wendy threw her degrees out there to kind of, feel superior and potentially belittle others on the show. And
Hmm.
I feel like Mia is doing the same thing. The only difference is like someone said. we know that Wendy went to school and she actually earned those degrees. Now,
Mm.
whether Mia and sat down with her husband and wrote the business plan, I don't know how long the joint chiropractors have been open, or if it's something they started together, or if he had them and just added her to it, kind of like how, I guess how Tom did Erica in some of his businesses when he did it, and added her to some of them, and now she's like his executive assistant or something like that. I
Lord.
don't know. But
That's why she where she
yeah,
at now.
she exactly. She could chill out. She could chill out with the whole boss thing. I'm kind of done with it. It's the fourth episode. We've heard it 14 times. We know she got 14 uh, chiropractic places in 4 different states, and she be going to them and whatever it is that she be doing, reading emails and crossing people's name off the list. I don't have to hear it again.
I want to say at least with Wendy, she probably, and I think both of them were unwarranted in how they were throwing at the other person. You know what I'm saying? But at the
Yeah,
same time, at least with Wendy, you can honestly say, and I think I mentioned it when we recapped last season, that I understand how she tried to use that, because when someone does try to come for your intelligence and come for the truth,
yeah,
you
Yeah.
feel like that's something that you're proud of, so it is thrown out. But in this girl's case, I don't even know how we even started talking about businesses. Like nobody said nothing about her not being a boss, or it just kind of came out in a way of
Karen
like
started it.
Because a scholar told
called
her
it
she was full
delusional.
of shit. Yeah, or
Yeah,
delusional,
they called
yeah.
it delusional. Yeah,
she could have just to
and
me
I
she
think
could
that's
have
how
just
it came up this time.
but she could have just left it at you don't get to tell me, you know what I'm saying, who to invite or whatever, dictate stuff like that. But as far as the busyness and stuff like that, and all that, like at this point, all these women on this show are bosses. Everybody on this show got something going on. I mean, outside of the show right now. So except for
Hmm.
maybe Ashley.
Except for one, yeah, Ashley don't got nothing going on.
No, she knows she's got babies.
Oh,
But
well, she
She
had her
got auto
coffee
But
tune.
she
she ain't a
coffee
but
boss.
book.
She's a mother.
She got her auto.
but
She
her
has
but her
her auto
husband got
tune
the most money.
song.
Oh, she does have an auto
Her
tune.
That's
husband is
true.
very rich, and she does have a
Her
good
husband is
prenup,
the
so she
richest
can.
one, so she
Yeah,
good. She don't need to
that's
do
true.
nothing else.
That's true.
I'm gonna stay home and behave.
So let's talk about Candace, and I want to talk about Candace, not specifically just Candace, but because a friend of ours, myself and Antonio and Asia knows as well, Nairi,
Mhm.
is he's one of her producers, and he wrote like primarily on her album. So
Oh, the
I think y'all
songwriter.
the songwriter, yeah. But y'all saw
Mhm.
that the album track list is out, so I wanted to give him a little shout out just because me meeting
Woo-hoo.
Candace came from Nye or Nair, whatever you want to say, and so he was very happy and excited to be on the show. I think he will be in other episodes too because they're gonna be kind of working on the
Okay.
album. I know he
Good.
goes to DC
That's
a
Okay.
lot. He
right.
literally just left DC. He was staying with her, so yeah. Nonetheless, he's always with her. They're like good friends, and so because of him, I had that connection, so I wanted to shout him out. But she was in the studio singing "Drive Back." I think we talked about the song already. Antonio didn't like it. Do you like it now, or
Too
you still
much.
feel the same?
Well, I just feel like it's a pretty good song, but I'm sorry, Candace's voice to me is so strong. I don't want her to be like poppy, I guess.
Yeah.
I can
Like,
understand
I
you
that.
can see
know,
that. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah,
I
that's
want
fair.
her to really, I want some like singing because I feel like she can really, really
Yeah, she does have
sing.
a good voice.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. But the video was still Candace. If you watching, girl, the video was amazing. I love the video. Very good production.
Very
Aw.
much so.
I think she gonna have some songs like that. I don't necessarily know for sure, but I think she gonna have some like I think like when you're first singer, you want to get some that people can kind of like
Like
gravitate to.
some
Like a
groove a little
Vibe
bit.
buzz.
too.
She better off
Yeah,
releasing something like this first than releasing something else
I can
like
see that.
slow, especially when she's not known as an artist. Better to be something
That's true.
catchy.
I can get
Because
that.
if Kim Zoza had came out with something after Tardy for the Party, I may have bought that too. I mean, the ring didn't mean the thing wasn't cute, but Tardy for the Party, I would have probably bought that little EP.
She had Google Me too, I think. Did you buy that?
Mm-mm.
But I will say, since we're on Candace for a second, I will say I see a lot of growth in her this season so far. I
I
don't.
do too.
I do
Hmm.
not see. I do not see the spoiled child that I could not stand ever since she came on the
Yeah,
series. Like I actually find myself liking her this season.
Even the fact
I
that she
really
I
was
do.
said
so
the
Like she
same.
has
purposely
not.
didn't invite Ashley to that event.
She, she
I
hasn't
think
annoyed
that
me
was okay.
once,
Ashley was
and
not coming in her house.
She would have
That
came.
Yeah,
wasn't
she would
gonna
have
Ashley
came
happen.
wasn't coming
regardless, so I
in.
didn't care. She
Ashley
was
will
ready to
Yeah.
show
pop. So
up
I
to
mean,
any damn thing. Just like I said, Marlo, Ashley show up to a damn opening of an envelope. She
Now,
will show
I
up.
yeah,
do
but I
think
don't.
Ashley
I'm
probably would
saying
have been like,
Candace
no.
was smart for not having that
Yeah, I think
lady
so.
in her house.
You're right, cause she'll her, you know her
Yeah,
Also,
body would
one
have talked.
other thing, since we own Candace, I agree with Danny. I did kind of find myself on last night episode like, oh shit, well Candace, okay, because to me
yeah, I
Candace
like her.
had stepped into the role that I kind of wanted Robin to be in the last few seasons to kind of get from under Giselle. I want Robin to kind of be the almost the middle person, and to me, especially at Candace's pajama party, she seemed like the middle person, like that person that is where it's kind of like they kind of okay with everybody, even the ones that they're not okay with, they can speak to. That's kind of where I felt Candace was last night, and where I wish Robin would have been last season and this season. So I was like, okay, Candace, I see you. We see each other. We good.
Yeah, I
Okay.
appreciate it. I don't. I see so much maturity in her this season.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it's them damn kids. She had to step up. Them kids was probably working her. She
Hmm.
like, shit, I gotta put my grown woman panties on and make this
Well,
work. So
I think that, and she's trying to launch a music career now too. I mean, I think
Yeah.
that on top of it, she doesn't want to be
yeah,
perceived as a child. As well
What
as
you
people
thinking,
say,
Asia?
immature.
you gotta watch
Lord
that brand
Jesus.
though. I
What you
think it's
thinking,
about
Asia?
branding, and she got to make sure that she's on brand with that. So I get it.
She was trying to do this last season till she had somebody trying to kept coming to her every 2 seconds about something. That's what she was trying to do her career, her music stuff last season, but
You know
somebody
what?
just wouldn't let it happen.
I did
She
not
was trying to
know
grow.
about the record label thing because she mentioned in this episode that that didn't work out. So now
Yeah,
Yeah, she
she's
did.
independent. I didn't even really realize that like, until and I was like, oh, that makes so much. I mean, it doesn't make sense, but that's interesting to know because I remember at the end of the season last season she had signed that record deal, record whatever it was.
with
She
the
was
Chucky
happy.
guy or whatever.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And then in this episode, she said that she's now independent, so that's big too. I mean, to be an independent artist, you know what I'm saying? To be getting music
Own
out
your
and doing all this,
masters.
yeah.
Yeah,
So
and all her
and
money is pretty much her money. So
yeah,
whatever she makes,
Yeah,
so that's good. She
I
got
w-
to split it between
I'm
And
her and
glad
it's
she
Keith.
doing
didn't.
really good.
yeah.
I'm glad she didn't release it last season because my attitude would have been the music ain't that great. I'll listen to it on the iPod. That would have been my
Oh, that's
attitude
so
last season.
sad. Do y'all think? Because I want to talk about this too. Do y'all think that she will perform it at the reunion? And do y'all think that Nicki Minaj is really gonna host the damn reunion? That's those two different
I think
questions.
she'll host a segment. I don't think Andy gonna give up his seat the whole time.
Yeah.
I think she'll host a segment.
Yeah, Andy
Let them
not gonna
keep
give up
it.
that
I
seat.
wouldn't want her to. I would want to see her a little bit because it's nice. Like she was like the intro into this
Yeah.
season. Nikki was. So it would be nice to see her. I'm not gonna want to listen to her voice for them 3, 4 episodes, that they be dragging out now when it could just be one or email. So I'm not gonna want to see Nicki Minaj for 4 hours for 4 weeks straight. I
Yeah.
would not mind seeing Nicki
And
Minaj for 15 minutes.
Okay,
and
he'll pop up
if
on the
she, I
screen or
feel like if
something.
she hosted the whole thing, we wouldn't get to the nitty gritty of a lot of stuff. She doesn't like Andy is invested. Andy knows the behind the scenes stuff. You know what I
Right.
mean? As much as
Hmm.
he annoys me at times, we would get a real reunion because of the stuff he asks.
He is. I want to say that. Shit. Oh, me and Danny, we agreed on this. So if you watch Drag Race, Nikki hosts. Nikki was a guest
Hmm.
judge like season
Hmm.
what 13? Was it 12?
Uh,
When they did
whichever.
I'm that bitch. It was that song right there. So
When Heidi
I
Iman
actually
was on.
really
That's it.
enjoyed her as a guest judge, and that's the only
Me
way I
too.
have a little hope that she will be okay hosting. I don't want to see her host the whole damn reunion.
Yeah.
I would like them to see her give a little segment, and I say that because she's already clearly shown that she is a Karen fan. And if you look in the comments, she was like, I think all the
She
housewives
was.
comment or whatever, and Candace said something, and she was like, oh, she was like something about the song. That she said, oh yeah, the song is cute. I thought that was shade, but we got to get into some things about you or something like that. I was like, ooh. So she's
She said we have to
definitely,
get
Yeah.
into some things, Missy.
yeah, it was something like that. I'm like, yeah, she can't host. You gotta have somebody that's gonna
Yeah,
really give everybody.
she only follows Karen
Karen.
and Wendy.
Karen and Wendy, yep,
And Wendy.
Oh, I
She
didn't know.
follows
I didn't
two.
know about Wendy.
yeah,
Yeah, I would. We already got Andy, who's already kind of biased in some instances that we seen last season at the reunion. I would not want Nicki Minaj to come in and be even more biased than him and not give everybody almost a fair chance to kind of tell their story at the reunion. But like I said, as a segment, if you want to talk about, I don't know, hell, they dresses on the cast photo or something like that, I'm cool with it. But
Maybe they
her sitting
photo.
there,
I'm not that shoot that they did with
Teflon,
Telfar.
Telfar,
Ooh,
yeah.
I am not looking forward to seeing that
Or
now.
maybe let her ask the fan questions that are submitted. Maybe she could ask the
Maybe,
fan questions.
maybe so. Yeah, yeah. Maybe I
That would
can
be
see that
cute.
too.
Leave her
Yeah.
where she at
Oh,
and
you know
just
how on Love and Hip Hop they have the one guy in like the back.
Kendall.
yeah,
Yeah.
satellite her ass
Yeah.
to the front. I don't need to see her on stage. I'm sorry, I don't want to see it.
Asia said,
And
put
it's
her
so
ass back there in the dressing
and
room.
it's so funny because you had all the barbs saying, I may need to start watching. No, y'all don't. We just got rid of the Love and Hip
Please
Hop
leave
fans
us
that came
alone.
with Monique. No.
Yes, please leave us alone.
Look at
I'm
that,
still
like,
trying to watch rich bitches do rich bitch shit now.
yeah, exactly. So I want to talk about this really quickly. This was this moment with first of all Giselle and her daughters. That Grace is sick of what's her name? Giselle. This scene only made me laugh. It was so sad. At the same time, it was so funny because the two twins in the back when they
They
walked
were
back
trying
there,
so hard to hold it in.
I was hollering that they was back there. They want to go. I was like, this is so messed up. But like they
It
said, I
was.
think I saw a lot of people. I think I failed my first one. No, I failed my first damn little permit test when I moved to California. So
Me
you move to
too.
California, you have to retake it. Like it don't matter if you have a license
Oh.
already. I failed it the first time.
Oh,
I ain't go back for a year later.
oh
So I
What
damn.
did you do for a year? Did you ride
well,
dirty?
I still had my Georgia. When I got pulled over, I just told
Oh,
him I just moved here 7 days ago. That's what I told him.
yeah. Smart man. That's why you a doctor. That is
I ain't
why you a
lying. Not for
doctor.
lying. Otherwise, I'd be. If I was living for lying, I'd be a boss like Mia, because that's all she do. But anyway,
I would be a candle maker like Wendy.
not a candle maker. So let's talk about the nitty gritty of Candace event. Like I said, I didn't understand the purpose of this event. Look at Antonio falling out.
Asian the damn candle maker. I can't see
Candle maker.
that.
I want to talk about a few things in this event because I'm glad that once the event got started, like I said, Candace did kind of bring it back in. It was about to give pillow talk tease, and
It
every time there
was.
was a pajama party and
Hmm.
damn Housewives, I'm always like, oh shit, because I think about that. But I want to talk about Robin and Karen. We always talk about how Karen is always letting Robin have it. Now, in this moment, I just felt like Karen did leave her alone because Robin
Yeah,
clearly
it
did not want to
was.
talk to her. Clearly, she didn't want to talk to her. And the first thing you asked us about this wedding that you already don't believe is gonna happen. Do y'all think Karen is like being a little kind of bullying this girl at this point?
She
Yes.
was definitely antagonizing Robin when as soon as
Right.
Robin came in. I didn't even hear Robin say hello back to Karen, and Karen's like, "So
She didn't
how's
want to
Juan?
speak.
How's the wedding?" I was like, "Come on, Karen,
But
damn."
the thing is, as bad as Robin tries to make herself seem to be, she really never comes after Karen.
She
Karen be
doesn't.
getting away with everything.
She do. She do. And that's something that's like
She
leave.
did. She she said if you have to have a super spreader event to make people believe that you love Ray's penis, then have at it.
She
And
did say
I
that
lost
in the
it.
I
Like
confessional.
that
lost it.
shit was
She did.
funny.
Oh, and I'm
But
talking about in her face.
I hate that it
Oh
took her
yeah,
like three
nah.
months to come up with that
She
though, to
tries
come up
to.
with that comeback.
Robin is not good at reading, but she's good.
Yeah,
She is good at trying to hold
yeah,
Karen accountable. Karen is just she can read, and so when she replies back after
yeah.
after being annoyed by Robin, I think to her Robin is like that one little fly that just won't leave at the barbecue, and just like you're like oh. That's
Mm.
like that's Robin to Karen,
I feel
and
like
so
as soon as Karen saw Robin, it was a wrap.
she won't
Already
leave her
understood.
Yeah.
As
alone,
soon
and
as she
it's
saw
like
Robin.
It's like Karen, leave her alone. You don't care about this damn
Yeah.
wedding.
And you already talked shit about her and her husband, so there's no point of really trying to be pleasant with it. Once you go there with
And you're
me and my
not getting
husband
invited.
or me and my situation, I'm not gonna be nice with you.
No, I agree.
You're right.
I
You're
completely
right.
agree.
And you're not getting invited, Karen, so what you worried about it for?
Yeah, sit your
That's
old ass
like
the fuck down, cause I'm not doing this with you.
ain't nobody getting invited because it
I
ain't
don't play about
happening.
my man.
I'm just saying. Um, but I wanted to bring it up too. So of course we talked about Candace forgetting to invite Ashley, y'all said it was cool, it was fun, so that's good.
Yeah.
I was wondering what y'all was gonna say about that. I thought Antonio was gonna say, "See, that's why she got hit. See, she got hit."
No,
See? I was like, "Oh Lord, Antonio gonna say this why she got hit."
not for Ashley. I wouldn't say that.
If it was
Not
me,
because they're really still not in a good place. They haven't talked yet.
At
Candace
all.
has
well, they
said
get
not while
into it
she's pregnant. We're
again
not going to
at some
talk.
point. After this
Yeah.
baby, I mean, I briefly got on Candace's live yesterday, and somebody asked her something about ending Ashley. I'm like, well, damn, what the hell happened? So we're gonna see. I don't know what
She
happened.
said something on. They said something on Watch What Happens Live. Her and Michael said something about Ashley. You know, Andy be asking the shady questions.
Yeah.
So it was
the one about
about
the
auto tune or
auto tune? Yeah.
something.
Oh, yeah, they did. I watched it, and they asked, Andy asked Ashley, how do you feel about Candace saying that, you use auto tuning?
He's so
Ashley was like,
messy.
Ashley was like, well, Candace saying every singer uses it, and some needs, all she needs to say is that, hey, I enjoy using auto tune and I use it on my album or something like that. She said it was, you know, it was, she was trying to be like shady, but Ashley ain't really that
It didn't
girl,
work.
so it didn't really
She
work. But I will say this: that whore looks good. She looks
she got the new Glam
she's
Squad.
that. Oh yeah, and then even outside that, her body looks good.
Fine.
So
She
she
never had
looks
a
really
bad
Yeah,
good.
she
body,
Yeah.
did.
but them babies have worn her out. She gonna be just like Wendy going over there to get some what's it, happiness. She gonna get some
But I
happiness.
wouldn't be
Yes,
surprised if she
a
already
mommy
got her love.
makeover.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
And she going to
She
need her
might have
little,
got one already.
That's what I
that
was thinking actually for
Mia
real,
did.
Asia.
The
From
little clit thing.
the clip thing.
Ooh.
Oh
Okay.
boy.
So we're
Mm.
gonna talk about that too. This situation with so
That
Mia
makes
gets
my that
there.
make my clit hurt.
Ooh, mine too.
Mm.
The situation with Mia, when she gets there, basically, it just kind of just goes into, and this is what we talked about, the whole Escala getting involved. Now, I will say,
Alaska.
they didn't call this girl Alaska. I saw somebody say, what they say? I think it was she gonna have some of the names. It's gonna be worse than what's her name? Not Consuela, condolences. You know how they call that girl everything. Basically, I like
Yes.
Escala a lot. I think she's very cute, but I really wish she would have not said nothing in this moment. I think she
She should
felt
have stayed
like
in that corner and ate her food.
I think she felt like she could say
I feel like
something.
she said more. I think she said more, and they only gave us that little bit that she
I'm
said.
trying to find that out. I was trying to find it out before I got here. That was my exact
I
question, but I ain't get
Thinking
the
back, I
response
think
I
you're right,
needed.
Asia.
Cause I'm like, that's all she. Ain't no way that's all she said, and Mia popped off like that.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
agree. And there's no way
But
that
even Mia's pop off, ugh. How many
Do you
visits she
call
went
it a
on? It was
pop
like
off?
that's the one time I agree with Robin. Like, what does that have to do with anything right now? Like,
That is
Then,
not a bar,
then,
Mia. That is not a bar.
and then Robin ass talking like she needs a call for like she got fucking marbles in her motherfucking mouth. Robin is go lay down, Robin. Go back to
I'm not
sleep,
doing this
girl.
with y'all today.
but I will say, for me,
What business
for
she got? I
Mia,
was like, ugh.
for Mia to be the boss that she is, Giselle shut her ass up and put her in place.
well,
I
Mhm.
didn't
there
like
was.
Don't
that.
don't.
I hated that she allowed Giselle to talk to her like that.
But you know what?
She
She
needed
said,
it
I
though.
don't know why y'all thinking Mia is not that girl. She's not. I don't.
Yeah.
I,
She's
no, but
not.
I'm saying out of what she's trying to portray. And if you get
yeah.
all that in text, in person, you shut up and buckle to her.
She was like, but I
Yeah.
think maybe Mia realized, okay, you know what? I did go a little hard in the text,
She did.
and to just kind of keep the peace right now, I'll just be like, yeah, okay, I
I'm sick
understand.
of
I
her
went a bit
wanting to
far,
keep the
X,
peace
Y, and
because
Z.
at this point, it's like you ain't starting the peace before y'all meet up. So then when y'all meet up, you want to walk away. You want to keep the peace. It's like, I mean, do you want to be peaceful or do you want to be that girl? Because before you meet up with these girls, you trying to be that girl, and that's what I feel like. I hope that when it comes to this reunion, she's able to truly, get it together. I'm not saying she's not, but I don't need her to be sitting over there and oh my
Mhm.
god, I'm not doing this with you, stuff like that. I need her to go in because
Nah, I think
once
that she will. I think she gon' know she needs to perform at that reunion because she's been talking a lot of shit on Twitter and even referring to Alaska as the friend and next season
A
roll with the
scholar.
bosses. I mean, a scholar. I'm sorry, I called the girl Alaska for real.
oh my god.
And you
Telling
said it
her,
with a straight
You
face.
sure
You
said it
meant
like it was her
it.
real name.
You meant it.
and
Not gonna
telling
do that.
her
Her name
to
is
roll,
her name is easy.
telling her to roll with the real bosses. So she has to perform at their reunion because we all know the reunion is kind of like the make or break you for the season.
Yeah,
So
especially
she's
your first
done too
season.
much right so
She
far.
is
She gonna really
so
have to turn it up
active
at the
though. She
reunion.
definitely has been waiting on these moments in terms of these when it
Yeah,
filming. Because these tweets, it's like them tweets be sitting right there, scheduled for 9:02 when the episode go out. Seeing, and it's just like
a
She
she
probably
rehearsed
got a
tweet.
She
she
probably got
had
a
the
writer.
she had the
I
calendars.
can see that too, Danny.
She's not that. This is not. This is watching her on TV and seeing those tweets. She don't talk like that. I mean, it's just in this case, if she really wrote those things, then the baby really wrote his statement today. He wrote that himself.
Her
All
husband
The
probably wrote it.
apology,
the apology.
the
Yeah, he wrote
apology.
right. That he wrote that because I don't believe it. So I mean, all these women have help. We ain't gonna act like Nene had her reads
Yeah,
on
No,
paper. We
everybody
saw they all
yeah,
everybody
have
has
help.
help
But I mean,
all
we'll
of
see.
them.
The lesson here is you need to make sure you keep that same energy.
Yeah,
in person because she didn't do it.
Mia,
she did. The fact
Mia,
she let
we telling
Giselle
you,
get her together like that.
Because my
Come on
thing
now.
is, even if you
It,
realize
because
that
that
you
was
came
the
across wrong in text and Giselle talked to you like
right.
that, people like, all right, girl, I was wrong, but don't talk to me like that. Now you talking to me the same way you used to
Exactly.
right.
complain that I
The
talked to
same way
you.
you
I
gave Wendy,
I
well,
agree,
what
Danny.
are you gonna do about it? You should have been very
Yeah.
much so that same girl. And I'm getting so many different Mias as a boss. I'm scared. Get Chinese bun, get bad skin. I get so many Mias. I don't know what's going on. Clearly, she should be a
Speaking
Barbie.
of
She should be a Barbie
speaking
girl.
of Chinese bun, did y'all see that her and Robin had similar confessional looks with the bun and the part on the
I
middle with the
did.
bangs coming down?
I
Even they both
really
had on like a
like
one
that
sleeve.
for I like that on Robin because I ain't never seen her look so
Me
glammy.
too.
I thought she looked
Robin looked really
very
nice.
nice.
Oh, I said something nice.
She looked soft as well. 'Cause,
I like
Robin
with
kind of
her,
has a
Danny.
tendency to look a little butch.
She did look. She looked really nice. I can't take that from her.
She did look nice. She's a pretty woman. She just looks butch sometimes.
Yeah.
She if she got a stylist, she actually could do a lot of things. Robin could
She
go really
could.
far because
Yeah.
she could switch her looks. She really could switch her looks up, but I don't know what if that's I'm not what her money looking like, but I don't really know if a stylist is important to Robin with all the other things that she has going on. I'll say that, but she really could. She really could do something.
Hmm.
She just always looks exhausted to me in the face.
She
Always,
sleeps
always
till
looks
two
like she just
Well,
woke
o'clock.
cause
up.
she's sleeping till 2 p.m.
When you
So
sleep till
y'all
She
two
saying she's
o'clock,
tired.
sleeping so much is making her even more tired because she's sleeping so damn much. Robin,
she
get your ass up,
tired.
Yeah.
girl.
She riding Giselle coattail. That's tiring. So everything Jamal goes to
Whew.
Yeah.
Robin, and then Juan just keep pushing this wedding off. It's gonna be, child. We gonna be on. It's gonna be a whole new cast before they get married. So I be
She,
tired too.
she better not let a scholar, she better not bring a friend onto the show and let the friend take her spot like Monique Hale did Sharice.
Hmm.
I
Oh
thought
Shit.
Candace took Monique's spot. I mean, Candace took Sharice's
Candace
spot.
did eventually take Sharice's spot, but
well,
yeah,
she did. She
Okay.
did.
yeah, yeah, she did.
Sharice was there, but
I
Candace
hated
had
her voice.
performed
Ooh.
pretty well at that time, and she was getting married. So when you get married and stuff like that, you have a better time of coming in. Sharice, that husband situation, what that Sharice had back then was
Yeah,
like so
Hmm.
confusing that he really didn't want to be around.
Oh,
It was hard to watch. That was just about as bad as to me. Let me see. I don't know. We've seen a lot of storylines with a husband not around, but that was the most confusing to me. I was just like, Lord, this
Yeah,
is
that was a
crazy.
lot.
So I would have took up her
It
place
was
if I was to, because she didn't need it.
nice champagne room though. Really nice
yeah.
champagne room.
The
hmm.
champagne room was the nicest thing in the house.
Not doing
Anybody
this
want
to
to add
y'all.
to anything about the Never Have I Ever, the game? I mean, of course, Mia is raising her hand and drinking every time because she's so transparent. But
You know,
Do you think she's oversharing or like she needs to like she should have held a little bit back is what I was kind of thinking. Maybe she should just give I get you want to be transparent and you want to be I guess real, but I'm like you like some of the stuff with some of the other housewives, even like Nene and Candy and all those kind of people, we like learned about them as the years went on. Like they
Yeah.
didn't give us everything the very first episode. Like I would have been okay with not knowing that you and your husband have a threesome and you like voyeurism and stuff like that. I would have been okay with not knowing that this season. Like hell, we didn't learn about Candy and Todd until like a few seasons later. So she got to give us everything. So Mia, listen, if you're watching, I mean, it's too late now, but damn, you ain't have to cook
I
everything.
and I noticed two things in the game. A, you could see, I was it was nice to see her and Wendy not argue. It was nice to see
Yeah,
that Wendy was actually sitting next to her and saying stuff to her.
Wendy look
But then
good.
when Wendy said, "Oh girl, we're not judging," girl, Wendy, stop lying.
judging. She
Cause
was
Wendy
because
the
she and
number one judger.
I
All
don't
of them
think she's
are. Every last one of them
oversharing.
are.
It just seems like I feel like when she does share, she doesn't necessarily know what she's trying to. She know what she's trying to say, but it never comes out right. Like with the whole
Yeah.
thing, and it's like
Age.
she tried to basically be like it's called what she called. She said it's called a
Vaginal rejuvenation.
vaginal
and they was like,
rejuvenation.
girl, we know what it's called. It's called this, and this is like. Mia, you constantly looking crazy. You're trying to be transparent. You're so loud, but you're loud and wrong, and that's like a bad thing. I feel like she needs to work on that. But with me
You writing
personally,
a song with no bars.
if I don't know people that well, I know it's a TV show. I'm not gonna be so overly sharing of what's going on like that
Yeah,
over time. It's only episode 4, and we know more about her
yeah,
vagina than we know about anything else. We know more about that
and her
than we know about the
husband.
situation with her mom. So it's just like
Yeah,
it's her. I mean, yeah, it's a lot, but I'm not.
Actually, she's as much as she annoys me. She's been at the center of every four
she
episodes. She's pretty
has. I
much
can say
carried
that.
every episode.
Yeah, she has. I agree. You're
Yeah.
you're the new girl. You're new girl. It's just like you have no real choice but to.
Wendy didn't carry every episode to me
She
when she
didn't.
first started.
She didn't. She didn't really.
No.
I don't, I don't think Wendy really carried. She had moments, but she wasn't like that. Only person that was really coming at her like that was more so Karen,
Karen.
and it didn't really make sense why Karen was kind of like doing that to her at that time. At least in my opinion. So I don't know, but yeah,
No, Karen, when somebody's educated, it makes Karen feel a certain type of way. So
yeah.
I think that's what that was, because Karen doesn't have education.
But
Um,
I felt it was revealed this season when her and Karen sat down to talk about the businesses. They finally got along. Karen said, "Yes, I'm glad that she came to me to mentor her." And
Well, see,
Wendy
that's
said that was a
probably
problem
what
last.
Karen
Wendy
wanted.
said that was a problem last season. But Wendy said that was the issue last
Mm-hmm.
season. I didn't come in kissing her ring.
And that, yeah, I
Mm-hmm.
mean, that's still a
but
problem within itself. But it's just
but
like the
she
fact that
ain't kissing her
Hmm.
ring though.
that's the
Yeah,
problem.
she needs to. You gotta have a reason to stay on the
Now,
show,
do y'all feel
That's
like
Yeah.
and
true.
it
I
can't be
agree with that.
candles.
well, Wendy at this point is you know what, Asia? I'm gonna buy one of Wendy's candles, and I'm
I
gonna send it to
cannot
you.
wait until Wendy releases their candles. I swear I'm
I
sending
am
Asia
I'm
a
too.
gonna get
picture.
me one. I'm gonna have it lit right behind here.
Don't catch on fire now. You
Oh
can't be
man.
having everybody sit in your house like that now. You gotta be careful. I wanted to ask y'all, do y'all think that Karen should have stepped in? Because I feel like they was kind of like, not that they was jumping Mia, but you think about when Karen said how neutral she was last season,
Yeah.
right? And that's her friend. She didn't really say much of nothing. And I don't think
Which
that. What? Go ahead.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. Oh, but she did. She did say, "Hey, both of y'all was wrong for what was said in the text." But it was like it seemed like it kind of took off so fast because then a scholar said something and Robin said something, and it was just like Candace had to get on the damn counter and was like,
All right,
"Hey,
all
what
right.
about
Ting, ting, ting,
everybody
ting.
just have a one-on-one moment?" Because I felt like it was no reason for if Giselle wants to get to know Mia, it's no reason for her and Robin to need to go out with her at the same time. They could have did separate things. So it's like, why is it that? And I wish Mia would have articulated herself properly and be like, well, why is it that you two can invite me out and y'all are friends and I can't bring my friend? But
Yeah.
yeah, but
Well,
I
she could
think
have she
Karen
could have
did
she could
the best
explain
she
it
could.
also in a way of saying that. Well, listen, how would you feel if I asked to only see Giselle and not you, Robin? You know what I'm saying? Something like that. I think then
Yeah.
Okay.
maybe
Yeah.
if he did it that way, they may have understood it better because that's what I would say. I'd be like, well, then in that case, then don't bring Robin. I'm just saying. And it's not. I
Yeah.
get y'all trying to get to know her, but the situation was more so for Giselle and Mia than it was for Giselle and Robin and Mia. Because Robin is just her best friend, but the situation between it was between them two. So
Yeah, I
I think
agree.
she could articulate it that way. But by saying bosses and businesses, that wasn't a way to. It really didn't make the
Yeah,
argument any better, in my opinion. It made people
it
It
did.
wasn't
like
a bar.
Robin. Robin is a boss, okay, and she sells her hats and she ships them off. And I think that she offended Robin.
Allegedly.
I think she offended Robin when
Nah,
she,
a scholar helps her ship. She does ship them.
oh yeah, a scholar is fed
A
eggs.
scholar works at shipping and receiving
Hold
for
on. But
Embellish or whatever it's called.
did y'all see Mia on Twitter with her today? I don't know if y'all said it.
Yeah.
Somebody called my phone back to back, so it came through. But um, Mia said to her on Twitter, "How do you have several businesses, but you got time to ship
Them
pack
$20
boxes and ship them
hats.
for somebody else?"
Yeah, she was
Yeah, she
kind of
said.
shading Robin all in the same breath. She even told Escala, yeah, next season roll with the real bosses and some and get more screen time or more camera time or something like that. So she
But who is
talking
she roll? Who
big
is
shit.
Mia rolling with to be? I mean, it's she's getting screen time not because she's rolling with anybody. She's getting screen time because she has made herself have these little spits and spats with people. You know what I'm saying? I mean, she carrying ain't no damn body. If anybody, if Scala is hanging with Robin, which is hanging with Wendy, which is Robin is still cool with Giselle. She typically, honestly, has more of the ranks. Even friends with Candace. I feel like Mia is really just only really has Karen. I get what you're
Yeah, I
saying.
was
Yeah.
thinking that too. I was like, but I'm guessing her, Giselle, and Robin are gonna get it together because I seen an interview where they were talking like, oh, she's great for the show, and we were finally able to kind of get through, and we cool, and blah blah blah. But I was like, as it's been going on, like, okay, I know she's gonna argue with Candace later on, like she's had an issue with Wendy and Giselle, so
Well,
it's like it
Scholar
ain't really gonna be
becomes
anyone left.
really close with Candace throughout but by the end of the
Oh,
season. That's why
oh, okay,
when I thought that it was gonna be Robin's friend, I think she introduced her, but I think she becomes really close with Candace. I think they like you even
okay.
recently, Candace had her album listening party last week, and I think she posted her. She was the only person that was invited to that
Oh,
Mm.
of that, and it
wow.
wasn't
I
anything
think I
personal.
could see them two together.
Yeah, it wasn't anything
I can see
personal.
them as
Yeah.
friends. Yeah,
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 so
they're both smalls and they're
yeah,
both nieces.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and the age they look like the age thing looks like it meshes well for them too.
Yeah,
yeah.
that's true.
They're
Well, does anybody
cute.
want to add anything else before we lean out? Because I think we covered everything in this episode. They go on a girl trip
Yeah,
next
that
Mm,
was
week,
good.
so girl trips always are interesting, and I can't wait to see that part. I'm sorry, I just that's
yeah.
my favorite moment. She says, "I want Ray to pay his bills. I want him to live."
I'm
I want to
excited
see
for
what
that
Karen.
moment.
I am too, because I want to see if Karen actually has a response or not.
But that's not
So
that's not
yeah,
what she's
I'm
She
looking
saying.
gonna
forward to
say
it.
Sing Sing again.
But no, what she's saying, that's not really. So you got to look at what
Good.
she's saying is. I think these are things that Karen felt like Giselle said to her. So she was basically reversing
Hmm.
it by saying, "No, I wasn't wishing death for him. I want him to live." And
Yeah,
you know what I'm
and she
saying?
said
I
I
want
want him to pay
him.
his bills.
Right. She basically said like, "I want the best for y'all." I think it just when you watch the clip, it just comes out. But the fact she hitting
Yeah,
that
she wasn't
table,
saying she want no damn bill. She was trying to be shady and said the man don't pay his damn bills.
Yeah,
yes.
Well,
don't
she
do
did
that
a
for
good
Jay.
job of
Well, she was hitting
that
that
was some
table.
good
I was
shade right
dying.
there on Giselle. That was good. I want him to live. Like I could imagine that
I want him
like
to pay his bills.
on a show within a show of some Issa Rae do. Like I want him to live.
Yeah, it was
I don't
it
want
was
him to
funny.
die.
Yeah, yeah,
That was
damn.
now Giselle. That was a bar, and I ain't even seen the scene
Now
yet. But that was a
I
good. You
hope
doing a
The
that
good
next
job.
I
if
hope
if it
that.
land
Huh?
Go ahead, Danny.
if it lands right next week, she'll get a phaser from me. Now this you got right.
It probably gonna land right,
Right
child.
now,
Yeah.
this
That's
you're on
probably the
point with.
only thing that
Cause
is gonna land.
the worst line that she didn't give me this season. It's hilarious, but it's so terrible. Is at least it works.
Right.
That was not a bar.
Not a bar.
It
We're
was
gonna play a
That was
game.
I
not.
not a
told
that
you
was
at
not a
the end of
comeback.
this.
Asia has a game called bar or not a
Yeah,
bar. We're gonna play one of these times. And we're gonna have to put it together. But
yes.
That'd be
yeah.
good. That'd be good.
I said I'm gonna have a list by the end of by the end of the season of every
Yeah.
episode what was
We can
not
do
a
it at the
bar.
we can do
Like,
it at the finale of the reunion when we get because we be
yeah,
waiting
I'm gonna
on
have
what's
it.
gonna come. We can pull from other Housewives shows, so it ain't got this be Potomac. I don't mind doing that stuff too. So, But with that being said, we're going to lean out. Of course, we've been here for just about almost an hour, but good conversation. The episode, I enjoyed the episode, and it's episode 5
Yeah.
next week. They've been keeping it going when it's like filler-ish, more drama here and there. I think they've been performing well. I think we see Ashley has her baby next week. I forgot that when Candace did mention about the she probably somewhere doing something, they switched to her about to give birth. I thought that was
Yeah.
funny. But I'm ready to see, what happens. And I'm ready it's the first trip, so we get through the season, and
it's playing by Candace, so it's gonna be
it's playing by
nice.
Candace.
Like
Yeah.
I ain't
it's
gonna
gonna
say
be
we
And
know
nice.
it's gonna
it
be
has
nice, but I got my
We
fingers
don't know
crossed.
if it's gonna be nice, but this is the first time she's hosted like a trip.
Yeah.
So that means that
I think she has nice taste.
yeah.
So
She has
as we
younger
see the
taste.
house, yeah. Well,
Yeah.
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 I mean, everything is not gonna be as, I don't want to say geriatric, but it seems like it's gonna be fun.
Yeah. Okay. Well, like I said, we're gonna leave.
Oh, your shade, Cynthia.
You can find myself, Danny, Antonio, Asia, and Jasmine, who's not here with us today. Well, she's still here in this world. She just, couldn't do the live today. But you can find us on social media over here on the screen.
Don't do that, Giselle.
Asia D, the real Mr. Cross, and of course at the Lean Blog. We'll be here every Monday at 5:00 p.m. PM PST, 7 CST, 8 EST. Ooh, that was so much. Every Monday. So continue to lean in. Make sure you like, subscribe, comment, all things the lean, and we will see y'all next week for episode 5. Yeah, 5. Y'all have a good rest of y'all Monday night, and good day.
Bye.
Good night.
Oh, she did that last
Night.
night, Asia.